So you want to disrespect me in public and clear the air in private. That's what you want to do.
You know what? Let's give the ladies a declutter party. What are you decluttering today?
It's okay. But you know what, darling? You still showed up.
Really? Her showing up in exactly the attire that she was wearing was very, very disrespectful.
I don't owe anybody an explanation, okay? Show up, I will show out. This is also not your party, girlfriend, okay? Go bye.
Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. I am Mushia. If you are new here, welcome and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. As you can see from the title and the thumbnail, today we'll be reviewing and recapping the episode 3 of the Real Housewives of Nairobi. I know I'm late. I shot a video, edited it, and mistakenly deleted it. Episode 3 of the Real Housewives of Nairobi shows that when ladies have a common enemy, they are close together. When that common enemy leaves, they tend to bite themselves. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out.
So the episode 1 began with Sonal meeting her business manager, who is called Tony, and they discussed about business. They discussed her brand Simba, and they talked about new ventures she can get into. Then Sonal took the opportunity to tell Tony about the party she wants to organize, and the party is a declutter party, which is to allow the ladies declutter their emotions, their closet, and everything in their life that they were holding on to. As she and Tony were talking, the event planners came around to discuss the event, the decor, and everything concerning her decluttering party. And I would say, looking at the invitation that they brought, I understand why, because so now the general, because it was all about luxury. The card was luxury, it was white with a little bit of gold, and she added a playful side by adding cookies inside the invitation box. And I was like, this is really Sonal, because Sonal is all about luxury and fun. Then we move to the next scene where we see Dr. Maria visiting her mentor, Dr. Joyce, to talk about her achievements as well as a new venture she would like to undertake in Nairobi. And her mentor is really a good person, because she also advised Dr. Maria to try and open a clinic here in Nairobi. And I feel like that is really good, because it's not every mentor that will allow you to tap into their market, especially when it comes to business. Later meets the top management of her mentor's hospital. During her conversation with the top management, it showed that she had an interest working there, and with that they went into the room that she would like to use as her office, and they discussed it, and she was like, the room is nice, but she would like them to open it. This means that she has made up her mind to stay in Nairobi for a while, and she has decided to work with her mentor. The next scene, we see Susan visiting Sonal at her house in her closet, the closet that allows us to call her the shoe queen. They came, they sat, and they were talking about everything that was happening in their life. During their conversation, Susan realized that Sonal was down, so she tried to bring up the events that happened in Machako to cheer up Sonal. During their conversation, Mine comes up, and Susan dragged Mine to field by her wig, saying that Mine's red wig looked cheap, it looked unkept, and it looked uncombed. And I was like, girl, Mine is not here. What has Mine really done to Susan for Susan to go at her like that? And she also said that Mine's whole outfit screamed cheap. And it was during that time that I felt like Sona was like, if they are talking about Mine now, then she can confide in Susan. And she told Susan that Mine had called her to tell her that she will bring shade to her event. And right now she's feeling some type of way. She doesn't know if there will be a fight. She doesn't know if there will be any altercation or outbursts at her party. And she doesn't want any form of confrontation. She just wants the ladies to meet, to talk, declutter their life, declutter their emotion, have fun, and just go home. She doesn't want any problem at her party. So Mine saying that she's going to bring shade to her party and drama, she's not really happy about it. Then Susan promised Sonal that if Mine brings drama to her party, she, Susan, is going to go for Mine, because this party should be about Sonal and it should be a peaceful one. So if Mine comes for Sonal or anybody at the party, she, Susan, she's going for Mine. After talking about Mine, Sonal also confided in Susan, telling her that when they went to Machako during the rallying, her driver Andrew was hitting on her. And Susan said that she felt that Sonal was kind of attracted to Andrew because she was no longer that divorcee wife who was all about my ex-husband, I love my ex-husband. She saw a kind of new glow in Sonal when she was talking about Andrew, and if Sonal is ready for another relationship, she, Susan, will be a good friend and be happy for her. We move to the next scene where we see Lisa tending to her gardens in the morning. Then a car arrives in her compound. The person who alights from the car is none other than Dr. Maria. Dr. Maria alights and comes with flowers, and Lisa goes to meet her. Already, Lisa is angry with Dr. Maria because in episode 2, Dr. Maria didn't honor her invitations to the rallying. So she's still upset with Dr. Maria. But in all, she put on a smile, went to greet Dr. Maria, and even complimented the flowers, the roses that Dr. Maria brought to her. She and Dr. Maria went to take a seat, and immediately they sat down. Lisa went for Dr. Maria, telling her that she didn't appreciate Dr. Maria not calling her to tell her that she would not be able to make it to the rallying in Machako because she had booked a hotel for her. She has also included her in the dinner plans and included her in all the events that were supposed to happen in Machako. So she didn't really appreciate Dr. Maria not telling her that she wasn't coming. Then Dr. Maria was like, it wasn't intentional. On Friday morning, when she woke up, she was feeling sick. By evening, the sickness had upgraded, so she had to go to the hospital. And with the rallying being on Saturday, she was still not feeling better to be able to make it. And Lisa was like, it's not about you not making the event. It's about you not relaying the information to me as a host. Then Dr. Maria was like, oh, she's courteous. She knows she should have called. That is why she has come today to apologize. And the girl was coughing every 2 minutes. Like Dr. Maria was coughing. Like when she started that her conversation with Lisa, I would say she coughed about 100 times. Like every 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, And I was like, somebody is telling lies here. Because when she met with her mentor, she wasn't sick, she wasn't coughing. So I would like to see the timeline for the shoot. Because when she was with her mentor, she wasn't coughing. But when she was with Lisa, this girl was coughing every 2 minutes. And I feel like somebody is telling lies here. She has to be lying. Or she was truly sick. I feel like me knowing the timeline for when the shoot with her mentor was taken and the timeline of her meeting Lisa was taken, that will make me believe it, or that will make me change my mind. But for now, I will say she's telling lies. You could see that in as much as Lisa understood that she was sick, Lisa still didn't give her the benefit of doubt because she felt like even if you are sick, the least that you can do is to give me a call as a host. Then Dr. Maria was like, she doesn't know what is going on in Lisa's mind. What does Lisa appreciate? Is it human life or an event? And I was like, girl, you are here apologizing, and this is what you are saying in your confessionals. This makes it seem that you are just apologizing just to seem like you are a courteous person, but you are not apologizing because you feel sorry for not calling her and letting her waste her money to book a hotel and include you in dinner plans. You are just apologizing so that you look like you are a good person. Girl, bye. We move to the next scene where we see Vera and Mine at a baby shop trying to shop for Vera's baby. As Vera has said in the previous 2 episodes, she doesn't shop in Nairobi for her items. She shops from outside. So Mine wanted her to understand how it feels like to shop in Nairobi and took her to this baby shop. I would say the items looked expensive, the place looked expensive, so I think the items will be quality. During their shopping, Mine told Vera that Susan had told her that Dr. Maria wanted her, Mine, fired from a certain job and was also insulting Vera behind her back, as well as calling Lisa a bitch. And I like the reply that Vera gave to Mine. She was like, you can't trust lawyers. You listen to this conversation.
That, Maria wanted me fired from a certain job. Yeah. That, she talked shit about you. She said Donali's a big friend. You wouldn't just sit there and watch someone say stuff about me and expect me not to ask them. Unless you're trying to, I don't know, unless you're saying stuff about me to her as well. Do you trust her? That is cute. She's a lawyer. I don't trust lawyers that much. Yes, you don't. I don't trust Susan. I feel like Susan is a bit, very calculative.
After listening to this conversation, I can tell you that my favorite now is Vera. Vera really understands how calculative Susan is as a lawyer, and she makes it clear to Mine that she needs not to trust whatever Susan will say, because Susan can be playing psychology and mind tricks on them. And for this, I'll say that Vera is very matured, like she can see through people for who they are. And as she said before, maybe it can be her experience with bad friends, because she's like she has experienced inauthentic and fake friends before. So I think that is where she has learned her lessons from. We move to the next scene where we see Lisa meeting an old friend of hers called Rihanna to declutter her life, to declutter their emotions, to talk about their friendship that has been there for over 2 decades, and to also spend some bonding time together. During their meeting, Lisa declutters her closet, she declutters her life and also her emotions, talking about her mom who passed away and how she missed her mother, and also used that opportunity to advise Rihanna to build a relationship with her mother. Then we see Sonal also visiting a friend of hers called Elena to talk about her emotions. For she said she wasn't feeling good in herself, she was feeling down, she wasn't feeling excited about her party. In as much as she's planning the party, she's still hurting in some parts of her heart, and she didn't understand why. And meeting Elena will help her to declutter. So she meets Elena and they start talking, and she tells Elena about how she's feeling. And Elena tries to comfort and console her, and also advising her to go back to seeing her therapist. This is where Sona opens up and it's like she's not sure about the party. She's not sure if the ladies will understand her. She doesn't want to look foolish to the ladies, letting it be as if she's a psychologist or something. But she feels like this party is a way for the ladies to bond and to get to know themselves. And Elena was like, the ladies will understand her because this party will help the ladies to know who is authentic, who is the fake friends that needs to be cleared out of the group, who is bringing positive energy and who is not bringing positive energy, so the ladies will understand her. In the next scene, we see Vera going on a surprise date which she thought was from her husband. She gets there, take her seat, waiting for the person who had invited her on the surprise date to come, only for her to realize it's Dr. Maria. And at that moment, Vera's face changed. Like, you can see that she was angry. She was no more in the mood to talk. She was no more in the mood to have fun. She just wanted to leave. When Maria came to take her seat and started talking to her, asking her how she's doing, Vera got up and was like, you cannot disrespect me in public and come and apologize to me in private. Let your apologies be as loud as your disrespect. And I was like, bingo. So now was right, because if you remember in episode 2, so now told Dr. Maria point blank that Vera wouldn't accept any private apology. If she really wants to apologize, she has to apologize when all the ladies are there. Therefore, it should be in a group setting. And Dr. Maria didn't listen. She expected Vera to accept her apology, and Vera didn't accept it. Vera then, being over the conversation, took her bag and her phone and started to leave without looking back. Dr. Maria also stood up and started following Vera, trying to talk to her for her to understand, come and sit down back so that they can have this conversation and talk about everything. Because Dr. Maria felt like she couldn't meet the ladies until she has cleared the air with Vera, so that there will be no tension, because she feels like there is still tension among them. And if there's tension, it's bound to explode in their face. And she didn't want that. She didn't want it to explode again in anybody's event. She didn't want to have this back and forth with anybody. She just wanted to clear the air. So while Vera was walking out of the hotel, she was still following Vera. And it was raining. And one thing I'll say, Vera is a bad bitch. Like, she didn't turn back to Dr. Maria. She didn't say anything to her. She just spoke to her bodyguard. The bodyguard went, opened the car door for her. She got inside and she drove off without turning back to Dr. Maria. So Dr. Maria, having no choice, went back to the table to sit down. And Vera said in her confessionals that Dr. Maria is weak. And I agree with her 100%. Because any bad bitch, any queen would have sat down, enjoyed their dinner, and left without following Vera. That is how I feel. Because I invited you for dinner and you are giving me attitude. I'm trying to apologize to you and you stand up and you leave. I'll let you go. I'll sit down, have my dinner, and also leave. Because I can't be following you like a bodyguard. That is how I felt. So for Vera saying that Dr. Maria is weak, I agree with her 100%. Dr. Maria goes back and sits at the lounge and goes on the phone with someone who I think is her husband, and tells her husband that she's coming back to Romania. And I'm like, girl, why are you running to? You came, you brought the drama. You started this drama in episode 1. Episode 1 was all about you. So why are you running away from the drama right now to Romania? For what? And she explained it, saying that she didn't want to meet the ladies right now because of the tension. So she wants to give a gap. She wants to give them gap a little and let things play out. Then maybe later in future she may come around and she and Vera could sort things out. Like, girl, nobody needs space. Nobody needs anything. We want the drama. We want the fun. If you started the drama, so be strong enough. Hold on to it with your full chest. Why are you running away to Romania? And she was like, it's winter in Romania and it's time for her to leave. So that was it. Like, girl, how can you leave us hanging? Because in as much as Dr. Maria is controversial, she kept entertaining us in the episodes with those her petty two-faced antics. She kept me entertained. So I was kind of sad that she was leaving. But hey, girl, bye. You want to leave, you can leave. Mine will keep us entertained. Vera went further and made a Twitter post, which I saw online, that she has made Dr. Maria to retire. And I was like, this girl is petty. Like, how can you carry the drama from the show onto Twitter? Like, Vera, come on now. The next scene is the day of the event, the day of Sonal's declutter party, and the first person to arrive is Lisa. As you know, Lisa is a punctual queen. If it's 3 a.m., it's 3 a.m. If it's 3 p.m., it's 3 p.m. She's never a minute late. She will come exactly at the right time. And she's the first person to arrive. And I'll say the decoration was very good. She came looking nice. She came looking rich with that fair coat. She was looking luxurious. She was followed by Susan, who came in wearing this sequence long dress with feathers, and she was looking nice, especially her makeup. I would say her makeup was on point. She is then followed by some other guests. Then the Indian goddess herself, the host of the party, Sonal, arrives wearing a lehenga, and Sonal was looking very good. She came, she sat with the ladies, they started talking, then she realized that half of the ladies were not in. Then Sonal took that opportunity to tell Susan and Lisa that Dr. Maria had called her at dawn to say that she wouldn't make the event. And Lisa was like, not again. So Lisa, who had collected Dr. Maria's number when she came to her house, called Dr. Maria to ask her why she wouldn't be able to make the event. And Dr. Maria was like, she wouldn't be able to make the event because of a personal reason, which she would tell Lisa later. And Lisa was like, why are you standing us up again? Then Dr. Maria was like, I'm not standing you up. I just wanted to let you know that going forward, I wouldn't be part of this franchise anymore, and I am going back to Romania. Then Lisa, being petty as she is, said, so you are retiring? Then Dr. Maria was like, yes, you can say that I am retiring. Then she was like, okay, I wish you all the best in life. I'll keep in touch with you and have a safe journey to Romania. When she cut the call, I forgot to say this, the phone call was on loudspeaker, so all the ladies could hear. When she finished the call, Susan hyped Lisa and was laughing, and she was like, retiring, and she was laughing. And I was like, really? You and Sonal were all about Dr. Maria in episode 2 when you guys were in Machakos, talking about how you guys were going to bring flowers to Dr. Maria when you get back from Machakos so that she will see that you and Lisa cared about her. Where is that care? Why are you laughing and making mockery of her? And what pained me was that she was still mocking her in her confessional, saying that, bye bitch, bye girl, you can go back to Romania or wherever you are. Like, now I'm understanding why Vera said that Susan is calculated. Like, the girl is not real. The girl is two-faced. But Sonal felt very down. She was sad. And Susan and Lisa tried to cheer her up. And Sonal was like, she doesn't care anymore. Whoever can make the event can come. Whoever can't make the event can stay at home or wherever they are. So they began with the party. They began decluttering their life. Everybody started sharing their emotions by writing whatever they wanted to declutter from their life, and they started putting it in the pot to burn it as a form of decluttering their life. This is when we see Vera walk in, and Vera is an hour late. And at this point, Vera being late is getting annoying. She and Mine is getting annoying. Like, whenever they are late, they never apologize. Vera in her confessionals was like, she has 100 reasons for being late. Like, girl, you have no other reason. You being late and laughing about it, saying that you were born with it, doesn't make it pardonable. You being late is disrespectful to the host and to the people who invited you, and at this point it's becoming annoying. And I feel like the only reason the ladies allow it to pass is because she's pregnant. Because for example, in this case, when she came late and she tried apologizing, Susan was like, oh, it's okay, you are pregnant. Like, she being pregnant doesn't mean she has to be late for every event. At this moment, Vera is my baby girl, but it's getting annoying. She also comes to join the ladies at the lunch. They declutter their life, they talk about their emotions, they talk about fake friends, they talk about those who bring bad energy, and they burn all those things. After that, they go to the dinner table to have dinner, and I would say the decor for the dinner table was nice. The flowers, the gold, like, so now knows how to throw luxurious party. Now I understand why she calls herself the general, like, cause the luxury speaks for itself. The ladies go and take their respective seats and they start having dinner. During the dinner, this is where we see Mine coming in. And bear in mind, it is 7 hours now since the event started. And this is when Mine is coming. And she came fully glammed in this short dress with her makeup and her high ponytail. She was looking good, like very, very good. I will say that. She came and all the ladies were surprised. And Lisa was like, so this bitch had the audacity to arrive 7 hours later. And I was like, yes, it has to be some form of audacity to be 7 hours late and so come. If it was me, I wouldn't have come. And she had a good excuse to use to not come to this event because it was already late. You are 7 hours late. You could have said something and not come. You could have called Sonal, giving her the excuse that you have, because she really had a good excuse. So she comes, she apologized to all the ladies that she was sorry for coming late. And Sonal, who is a good person, wants to hug Mine. This is when Mine broke the news to her that her father-in-law has passed away the night before, and they were at the morgue till 4 a.m. this morning. And I was like, girl, you had this good excuse to boycott this event. You could have just stayed away from this event because you are already mourning. But with her dressing and with how glam she was, everybody was like, so you lost somebody and you are saying this is the reason why you are late, but you are fully glammed, fully dressed to come and tell us that you are in mourning. You could see that all the girls were sympathizing with her, but they were also judging her in some way. So after they were finished with dinner, the other guests left, so it was left with the girls, and they went to sit at the lounge area to allow Mine to declutter her life. And Mine, as promised, brought the shade. She brought mirror for Dr. Maria, and she was like, a little bird told me that Dr. Maria tried to get me fired from a certain job. And since she's two-faced, I brought her these two mirrors, one for her front and one for her back. And all the ladies sat down and were looking at her. You've lost your father-in-law and you are still thinking about drama with how you are dressed. After she finished decluttering her life, so now saw it as the opportunity to ask Mine what was on everybody's mind. And she asked Mine, you said you've lost your father-in-law. Why did you come dressed like this? Why did you come with a drama? And Mine was like, so now I dressed up and put in all these efforts for you. This dressing, makeup, hair, dress, everything doesn't come cheap. But I did everything, put my efforts, put my time and my money in it for you. So she and so now we're going back and forth. Susan interfered and was like, she doesn't believe that Mine is really mourning. Mine doesn't look like she's mourning, wearing such a short dress. And this was why I said that in as much as the ladies were being sympathetic towards Mine for her father-in-law passing, they were also judging her based on her look. And this is why I feel like their sympathizing wasn't genuine. Their emotions towards her isn't genuine. And Mine told Susan that the conversation is between her and Sonal. It doesn't include her, so she should stay out of it. Then Susan started making this backhand comment, and this was where things escalated to a full-blown argument between Mine and Susan. And Susan was like, this is her friend's party, so Mine has to leave. And Mine said she's not going anywhere. At this part, I didn't understand why Susan was trying to ask Mine to leave. Because in as much as it's your friend's party, she was invited by that your friend. So the best person who could have told Mine to leave was Sonal and not you. Since Mine didn't leave, Susan got angry and took her bag and left. And while Susan was leaving, Sonal also took her bag and was like, I'm done with this. I started following Susan out. And I was like, girl, so now you are the host of the party. You could have sacked Mine. You could have asked Mine to leave. By you leaving your other guests there, in as much as your other guests have left, you left Vera and Lisa there. And that is uncalled for. You are a host. You have to make sure that everybody has left on a good note. And for her to say in her confessionals that she understands where Mine is coming from because Mine is hurting, I'm like, girl, you don't understand. Because if you really understand how Mine was feeling and she's hurting, you wouldn't have asked her that question. You would have waited for some time later to ask her why she had dressed like that to your party whilst her father-in-law has left. Because I feel like Mine felt they were attacking her for showing up late and for dressing such a way. So that was why she was up guard with all of them. And Mine, you had the best excuse to stay at home. I don't understand why you also came for this party. But I'll say this episode was full of drama. I really, really loved the drama. I really, really enjoyed the episode. And I can't wait for the next. I feel like right now they are trying to ostracize Mine out of the group. It's like she's going to be the new person that will be disliked from the group. However, I can see Mine forming an ally with Vera. So if Mine is able to form the ally with Vera, then she's safe. But if she cannot, then it's going to escalate. I am here for it. I'm here for the drama. Do not forget to like, comment, and share. Also, let us be very interactive in the comment section below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me who is your favorite girl. Tell me who you love. Tell me who is annoying you and everything in the comment section below. I am Mushia. Adieu.
What comes next? I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out.